Croeso nôl I ysgol blwyddyn 9. Mae'n hyfryd I weld pawb. Welcome back to school year 9. It is lovely to see you all. We hope that you are well. We have missed you all and have been looking forward to seeing you all again.
Mae'r ddwy ohonom wedi gweld eich eisiau'n fawr iawn, ac rydym yn gobeithio eich bod I gyd yn iach. Rydym yn edrych ymlaen eich gweld chi I gyd unwaith yn rhagor.
Today we wanted to do an assembly on a topic that is very important for all of us after what we have been through over the last few months. It is mad to think that we have been away from the school building for over 3 months. During this time, we have had strict rules to follow, a lot of uncertainty, and many changes to get used to.
Heddiw, roeddym eisiau gwneud gwasanaeth ar bwnc sydd yn bwysig iawn I ni gyd, ar ôl yr hyn rydym wedi ymdopi gyda dros y misoedd diwethaf. Mae'n rhyfedd I feddwl ein bod wedi bod I ffwrdd o'r adeilad ysgol ers dros 3 mis. Yn ystod yr amser yma, rydym wedi gorfod dilyn rheolau llym a gwynebu llawer o ansicrwydd a newidiadau yn bywydau o ddydd I ddydd.
This morning you'll be thinking about change, understanding that change happens all of the time, some big changes, some little changes, and that change simply means something being different.
Bore yma, rydym am I chi feddwl am newid. Dod I ddeall bod newid yn digwydd trwy'r amser. Rhai yn fawr, rhai yn fach. A bod newid yn golygu dim ond bod rhywbeth yn wahanol.
For example, who has ever moved house? Moving house is a big change. It is one that can be daunting and scary, and it can often take time to get used to a new environment that you now need to call home. Sometimes the big changes in our lives can be really scary because we don't know what's going to happen.
Enghraifft, pwy yma sydd wedi symud tŷ? Mae symud tŷ yn newid mawr. Mae'n un sydd gallu bod yn ofnus ac yn ansicr. Gall gymryd amser I ddod yn arfer gyda'r amgylchedd newydd sydd nawr yn gartref I chi. Weithiau mae'r newidiadau mawr yma'n gallu bod yn ofnus, oherwydd rydym yn ansicr am beth sy'n mynd I ddigwydd.
And all of you here have been through changes over the past few months, but it is important to remember that you go through change constantly in life. For example, you are now beginning your GCSE journey, so you have recently undergone changes in your subjects and with your teachers. And instead of being afraid of change, we need to try and embrace it so that we can grow and move on.
Rydych chi gyd yma wedi bod trwy llawer o newidiadau dros y misoedd diwethaf. Ond mae'n bwysig cofiwch bod y wynebu newidiadau yn gyson trwy'ch bywydau. Enghraifft, rydych ar hyn o bryd ar ddechrau'ch siwrne tygau. Felly rydych wedi wynebu newid yn eich pynciau ac athrawon. Yn lle ofni'r newid yma, mae angen I ni gymryd y newid mwyn tyfu a chamu ymlaen i'r dyfodol.
Both of us have had to think of ways to try and cope with changes, just like you all, when we were put into lockdown and when the school came to a stop and our teaching turned to Google Classrooms. I personally found that some days I would be extremely happy to be in the comfort of my own home. I didn't have to think about rushing to get somewhere. Everything just came to a stop. Other days, I felt a bit like I was in prison, stuck at home, not allowed to go anywhere, and it felt quite claustrophobic. I tried to do things to help me cope with the changes that I was going through and to take my mind off thinking about what was going on in the world around me. I wouldn't have got through lockdown or coped with these changes if I hadn't done any of the following. Pilates. Not only did it make me enjoy exercising more than I have previously, but the breathing techniques that I learned and the stretches I had to do allowed me to de-stress and to focus on something for an hour of the day. Disney Plus. Those who I teach know how much I love Disney. Disney Plus came out at just the right time for us all. Spending an evening watching Disney films allowed me to switch off from everyday life and I was immersed into the fairy tale worlds. Baking. Banana bread seemed to be a big baking trend during lockdown and I wanted to be a part of it. I enjoy baking anyway and I always feel proud when I take a cake out of the oven, especially when it hasn't burnt, and chocolate chip banana bread was definitely my favourite thing to bake. It was therapeutic for me to get to spend an hour of the day mixing, tasting and pouring. Zoom was another thing that helped me to cope with lockdown. As we all didn't get to see our family and friends, I was able to cope with the change of our social lives by using Zoom a lot. Family Zooms and quiz nights with my friends helped me a lot as it meant that I could see their lovely faces through my screen, even though I couldn't see them in person. Walks also help me. Fresh air is definitely underestimated. I didn't realise how much a short walk at the end of the day would also help my mindset. It allowed me to feel a bit of freedom each day away from what I described as the prison of being stuck at home. I hadn't been getting many steps in every day being stuck at home in front of a laptop sat down, so a little bit of exercise whilst getting some fresh air was definitely good for me, and it made me feel a lot better. Board games was another thing that helped me cope with lockdown. I hadn't played a board game in such a long time before lockdown. Life is always so busy and you forget about doing things like playing games. Uno and Scrabble made lockdown nights very enjoyable for me. It was lovely not to sit in front of the TV some evenings and do something that I wouldn't usually do. And finally, Welsh lessons. Myself and some of the teachers at Ysgol Dyffryn Aman have been having Welsh lessons during lockdown, doing dysgu Gymraeg, doing ddim yn rhugl eto. I am not fluent just yet. Hopefully soon. I am someone who doesn't deal with change very well. I like structure, and I don't like it when I cannot control a situation. Some days I would feel quite sad and worry or feel frustrated at what was going on around me. But like everything, these feelings pass. And a day later, my mood was completely different, thanks to one of the above situations that allowed me to take my mind off any feelings of uncertainty or worry. It was important for me to embrace these changes by doing something to keep myself busy and to take my mind off any negativity.
Mae'r ddwy ohonom, fel dywedodd Miss Evans, wedi gorfod ymdopi gyda newid yn ystod y cyfnod yma, yn ogystal â dysgu ar Google Classrooms. Mae'r cyfnod wedi dod â emosiynau cymysg iawn. Yn sicr, roedd rhai diwrnodau'n well neu gilydd. Roedd diwrnod siopa bwyd yn achosi llawer o boeni ac ansicrwydd wrth gorfod golchi fy nwylo sawl gwaith ar ôl dychwelyd o'r siopa a digon o anti-bac yn y car. Hefyd, doedd dim gallu gweld fy nheulu gan bod nhw'n byw tua 45 munud i ffwrdd yn anodd. Mae mam yn gweithio mewn ysbyty, felly byddwn ni'n becso am mam. Hefyd, dwi a fy chwaer yn agos iawn, felly diolch beth am Zoom a FaceTime, ond fi methu aros i gael cwtch. Ond yn sicr, mae'r rhestr canlynol wedi helpu yn fawr. Zoom, fel dwedodd Miss Evans. Cyn y cyfnod clo, doeddwn ni ddim wedi clywed am Zoom o'r blaen. Ond dwi wedi mwynhau gweld teulu a ffrindiau ar Zoom, gan hefyd cystadlu mewn sawl cwiz, a cholli pob un. Coginio. Banana bread fel Miss Evans. Dyna oedd y cres diweddara, ar old school retro bake. Bydd rai ohonoch wedi gweld hwn ar her yr wythnos yr adran Gymraeg ar Instagram. Blasus tu hwnt. Dwi'n credu mod i wedi coginio o leia 5 gwaith yn ystod y cyfnod clo. Rhedeg. Dwi'n hoff o rhedeg beth bynnag, ond yn sicr mae wedi helpu fi yn ystod y cyfnod yma. Dwi wedi bod allan y rhedeg 3 gwaith yr wythnos a rhedeg rhwng 3 a 4 milltir. Mae'n hyfryd gallu cael awyr iach a chadw'n heini ar yr un amser, yn enwedig ar ôl bita cacennau i gyd. A'n olaf, creu scrunchies a dog danas. Roedd peiriant gwynio fy mam gi yn y tŷ, a doedd yn ddim wedi defnyddio ar sawl blwyddyn. Felly, fe wnes i archebu defnydd ar-lein a dechrau creu scrunchies i fi am ffrindiau, a ambell dog dana i mablu'r ci.
The both of us have absolutely loved sharing what you were doing during this time to cope with the changes when we spoke to parents and guardians over the phone and via emails. So many of you gained fantastic life skills and embraced the changes that took place. Baking, painting, reading, exercising, cleaning, cooking, gaming, just to name a few. We are immensely proud of you all for how you have coped with these changes that were forced upon you over the last few months. We have a choice about how we deal with change. Are we ready for the new challenges that lie ahead of us on our journey through life? Maybe you have certain ideas about how things might be in your next year at school, or perhaps when you leave school and go on to other things.
Mae'r ddwy ohonom wedi mwynhau clywed am yr hyn i chi wedi bod yn gwneud ac yn ymdopi yn ystod y cyfnod clo, pan ydym wedi bod yn siarad gyda chrieni a gwarcheidwau dros y ffôn neu e-byst. Mae llawer ohonoch wedi llwyddo gael sgiliau bywyd newydd fel coginio, peintio, darllen, ymarfer corff, galanhau a chwarae gemau. Rydym yn hynod falch ohonoch chi, a sut rydych chi wedi ymdopi gyda'r newid mawr yma dros y misoedd diwethaf. Mae gennym ni ddewis ar sut rydym yn ymdopi gyda newid. Ydyn ni barod am yr heriau newydd sy'n mynebu yn llwybr bywyd? Efallai bod gennych ambersyniad yn sut bydd pethau yn ystod y blynyddoedd nesaf. Neu efallai bydd rai ohonoch eisiau gadael ysgol a mynd I wneud heriau arall.
New challenges are opportunities to grow. Most of us want to better ourselves. We cannot always change our circumstances, but we can change the way that we think about change. We have the freedom to choose to change ourselves, our outlook, our thinking, and our habits, to improve our circumstances. This is why it is good to be open to change, rather than seeing it as something negative. If you have struggled with change, then the next few steps will hopefully offer you important advice to help you as these changes continue to happen. Step 1, acknowledge the change. It is an important thing to do when change is happening, which is to acknowledge it. Accepting that changes happen and that they can be a good thing is one of the first steps towards dealing with it. Step 2, face your fears. Changes can be scary. So if you are worried about it, you can write down your worries and think about what you can do to help you stop worrying about them. Step 3, confront your worries and ask for help. You have identified what you were worried about, so now talk to family, friends, or a teacher about what worries you. They will be able to help you to handle the change and to negate your worries. We have also been offering counselling sessions via Zoom for those who need to share their worries with someone else. If you do feel like this would benefit you, please see myself or Miss Sarah Evans today, and we will be happy to set this up for you. Step 4, do not worry about change. Replace your worries with a positive thought. Rather than worry about change, embrace it and look at it as a new adventure. Think what new opportunities the change could have for you. Step 5, communication, communication, and more communication. Communication is always important, and especially when you face change. The more information you get, the better to help you understand what is happening. Teachers, form teachers, pastoral staff, friends, family, all of those that I have just listed will always be happy to talk. And finally, step 6, continue to do your work and see the bigger picture. It is easy during times of change, especially with what we have all been through over the last few months, to sit back and see what will happen next. But rather than take a rest and allow things to come to a halt, think about the bigger picture of your educational journey to be the success that we know that each and every one of you are. This time during lockdown should have been used to notice that you have gone through big changes. And as a result, you can work independently. You can listen to instruction. You can better yourself. Some of you have worked so hard, and there have been some brilliant comments from your teachers telling myself and Miss Sarah Evans how well you have been doing on Google Classrooms since we broke up in March. It is important with the current changes that you don't allow yourselves to fall behind. The truth is, change is inevitable. Change can be frightening and disruptive. However, with the right attitude, outlooks, and actions, you can find opportunities in that change.
Mewn gwirionedd, mae newid yn anochel, gall fod yn ofnus ac yn rhwystredig. Hyn, gydag agwedd a gweithredau positif, dwch o hyd I gyfleoedd yng nghanol y newid.
Whilst you have had to cope with a lot of changes, one thing that remains the same is the pastoral team taking you into year 10. We hope that you will be happy to learn that myself, Miss Abigail Evans, Miss Sarah Evans, and Mr. Richard Jones will be staying with you as you embark on your journey into year 10. You were stuck with us, I'm afraid, for another year. I hope that you have all coped with the changes up to this point and feel happier about coping with changes in the future. Take care, stay safe, and remain positive.
Bod ni I gyd wedi gorfod ymdopi gyda llawer o newidiadau. Un peth sydd am aros ydy eich tîm bugeiliol. Gobeithio na byddwch yn hapus I glywed bod Miss Abigail Evans, fi, Miss Sarah Evans, a Mr Richard Jones yn aros gyda chi ar eich taith addysgol ym mlwyddyn 10. Chi'n sôn gyda ni am flwyddyn arall. Gobeithio eich bod wedi ymdopi gyda'r holl newidiadau hyd yn yma, ac yn teimlo'n hapusach am yr hyn sydd I ddod. Cymrwch ofal, arhoswch yn saff a chadwch yn bositif.
Let us pray, Gwedd Ion. Dear God, thank you for helping me at every stage of my life. Whenever I must go through times of change, help me to choose to learn from the challenges that the change brings and put my hope and trust in you for my future. Amen.
Diolch am fy helpu trwy pob cam o fy mywyd, ble bynnag yr af trwy fy newidiadau. Helpa fi i ddysgu o'r heriau sy'n dod yr newidiadau, a rho fy ngobaith am ffydd i ti yn fy nyfodol. Amen.
I would like you to consider the following points as a result of this assembly. What has helped you through lockdown? What did you struggle with during lockdown, and how did you overcome these struggles? Have there been any changes that you think are for the better as a result of this lockdown period? I would also like you to remember, if you would like to see myself or Sarah Evans today, whilst you're in school, then all you have to do is fill out the QR code form that you have during registration, and we will come and pick you up at some point today to have a chat.
Meddyliwch am y pwyntiau canlynol ar ôl y gwasanaeth heddiw. Beth sydd wedi helpu chi trwy'r cyfnod lockdown? Beth ydych chi wedi gweld yn anodd yn ystod y cyfnod? A sut deithoch chi dros yr anhawsterau yma? Oes yna unrhyw newidiadau yn eich barn chi er gwell yn ystod y cyfnod lockdown? Cofiwch hefyd, os ydych chi am gweld fi neu Miss Abigail Evans unrhyw bryd heddiw, mae'n bwysig bod chi wedi llenwi'r ffurflen QR bore yma a fyddewn ni o gwmpas eich weld chi yn ystod y dydd.